There is a multitude of contributors to it, I believe, but I have to check the tape out. Bottom line is not even close to good enough. You just have to go back to the drawing board and assess very critically.
Another Miami Dolphins primetime disappointment. I'm Connor from the Dolphins Dive. I'm here to break it all down, sort through all of this rubble that this team has become. Dolphins are 1-3, which no one expected heading into this year. Obviously, the injury to Tua Tagovailoa changes some things, but despite that, I think the coaching done by Mike McDaniel has been alarming. It's been bad, and every week I've been calling in my preview videos, will this be the week where he finally commits to the run, kind of changes his game plan, goes back to the roots of the Shanahan system of going under center and handing the ball off with the play action boots off of that, and he has not done it. And it's alarming that he's trying to run the same complex offense with Snoop Huntley, who's been here for 2 weeks. Like, what are we going to do? And then I'm going to take some of the blame off of him. There is a lot of poor execution from players who need to execute, whether that's Tyreek Hill's the number one guy on that list, the drops, not getting set, things of that nature. It's bad and very frustrating. So first and foremost, bad on Mike McDaniel, bad on some of these players. Jalen Waddle had a bad drop, and things like that. In a game like this, without your quarterback, you have to win ugly. Plays like that need to be made that weren't getting made. And even once again from the skilled players like Achane or Wright not cutting up when they need to cut up and trying to go to the outside and hit a big play. There's playing to go around everywhere on the offensive side of the ball, but it starts with Mike McDaniel. Just very poor schematic game plan from the jump. It was bad. And then you see the plays that have work and it's just not being run on a consistent basis. It's puzzling. Like I said, I've said this for a while now, that this offense is extremely gimmicky and it works, but it takes a lot for it to work. And when it comes down to our guys in front of your guys, our guys always lose. From a coaching job, they need to do a better job of setting their players up to succeed, where we don't need emotion every single play to have success, where we can be a little bit static. We're running the ball and we're still going to have success. I think we're 1 for 11 on fourth down conversions. We can't convert on fourth and third and short. And that just comes from a coaching principle. It's just poorly coached. We're very gimmicky, motion you open, timing based, but aside from that, we have nothing. We have success running the ball inside, and what do? Not run the ball inside. So a lot of blame on Mike McDaniel. It's disheartening because I'm literally like one of the biggest fans of him. I love his offense. I love his personality and his coaching philosophy. That I will stand with. I think his approach to connecting to the players, I think, is special. And some of his X's and O's, I think he's ahead of his time and like ahead of the league, but it's just the basic fundamentals of offense. He just doesn't. I want to see the core principles of the Shanahan system instilled into this offense, and it doesn't show up on Sundays or Mondays or Thursdays. So yeah, like I'm to the point where like I am scouting out some other head coaches, like Ben Johnson would be great. But then for the outlook of this team, and this is where it gets even bleaker, because as Dolphins, we've had bad seasons. But with those bad seasons, we're like, oh, we have the draft, which the Dolphins do have all their draft picks, which is good. But in terms of capital invested in this team, in terms of the cap space, the Dolphins are as all in as you can be. They're probably top 3 in the league in terms of money invested in this team. So there's no pivoting with this money. And the worst part about it, a lot of people want to give crap to Chris Grier for things that I think aren't necessarily worthy of Chris Grier's fault. I think Chris Grier overall has done well, drafted pretty well. He's done a good job acquiring talent. But I think him re-upping some of these veterans in this offseason was horrible. They still had years left on their deal, and he hands out chunks of money to Jalen Ramsey, who Jalen Ramsey's not the problem. He's been playing good, but Tyreek Hill, that one's alarming. Playing undisciplined. And to be fair, he's frustrated. There's a lot going on, and I'm saying all this because I am frustrated. If Tua's in here, like the Dolphins are probably 3-1, but it's just so bad. It's a complete reflection of Mike McDaniel for a team that's all in with their resources, expecting to win playoff games, and this is what you see. It's bad. And the fact that you're tied to some of these players. The Dolphins have been good these past few years, where I'm not looking on over the cap and looking when you can save cap space when you cut certain players, but like it's getting to that level of negativity, because it looks bad beyond Tua. I think even when Tua comes back, like it's just so undisciplined. But I do want to talk about the defense. I think the bright side of Mike McDaniel, I think he finally made a good defensive coordinator hire. I know the final score ended up being 31-12, but this defense kept the Dolphins in way longer than the Dolphins should have been in the game for. I think it was like so many field goals forced. Jalen Phillips went down. David Long's out. Who else got hurt? Jordan Poyer. So many injuries on the defensive side of the ball. So honestly, like I think Anthony Weaver's done a great job. So that's the one positive. I think Anthony Weaver is a good defensive coordinator. So at least we got that going for us. Aside from that, it's all negatives. Yeah, I think it's gonna look more of the same until Tua comes back. And hopefully, I don't know if it'll be a complete 180 when Tua comes back. I don't think so, just based on the nature of how things have looked. When teams start off this poorly with this high of expectations, it can crumble. It really can. I think the Dolphins have done a good job of staying positive, but you take another game like this or another one, 2 or 3 of these, like it goes downhill. It sucks. I feel your pain. I'm one of you guys. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating next few months and see how this team reacts when Tua comes back. Is it a complete 180? We've seen teams make crazy turns before. It looks like another disaster. And that's the thing as Dolphins fans that's so disheartening. Is like, we don't have a coach, we don't have a quarterback, blah, blah, blah. It all looks like good. Like, we have a good coach, we have a good quarterback, our offense is high flying, we hire a new defensive coordinator, fix up the defensive side of the ball. The offense is already taken care of and we're making a run. And once you get your hopes high as a Dolphins fan, it's too late. It's too late because it's going right downhill.
What can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah, but once again, hope I'm wrong, hope I'm overreacting, because obviously it's frustrating seeing your team do this poorly, but I'm afraid I'm not, because of the amount of times where McDaniel can prove us wrong with adapting with his game plan, and he doesn't. So that's all I've got to say. I hate being negative, but like, what else is there to say? I appreciate you guys for watching. Stick around. I'm here to break everything down, from the positives, the negatives, and everything in between. Team building, everything like that. Appreciate you guys for watching. Like and subscribe to help the channel grow. And until next time, fins up.